Training times are being removed from Clash of Clans, and this includes troops, spells, siege machines, and even heroes. So in this video, we're going to be breaking down this game-changing quality of life update that is going to be coming out later this month. On top of this, we're going to be detailing other changes that are coming to the game, such as in Legends League or with magic items. And finally, we're going to be talking about what these changes mean for players as a whole and how you can take advantage of them the moment they do come out. To start, let's go ahead and talk about the changes that will be coming. The first change we have is the removal of training time for any troops, which includes spells, siege machines, and heroes. The rationale for this change was actually discussed in this blog post. Basically, Supercell felt that waiting for your troops to train is a little bit of an older mechanic, so they want to speed up the game by allowing you to attack multiple times at once without having to wait for your troops. Now, this is an insane change, but it actually has a lot of effects across the game and touches different aspects of the game. First off, with unlimited attacks, will there actually be enough bases to attack? Yes, there will be, due to a concept called snapshot bases. Snapshot bases are essentially a copy of real player bases. Players can go ahead and attack and loot this base like normal, but the defending players will not lose any of their loot or their trophies. Now, this is not a groundbreaking concept, since Clan War Leagues and Legend League already uses this concept in the game. However, you should note that snapshot bases may not be available the moment the update comes out because they still need to generate a few of these bases for players to attack. Next up, training potions and training treats are going to be completely removed from the game, so if you have any of these lying around, do make sure to use them before the update drops. Just note that any training potions that you didn't use will simply be converted to gems. The gold pass bonus for training speed is also going to be removed, and it's going to be replaced by a perk which helps you with donations. On the topic of donations, since players can immediately make troops now, donations are going to cost elixir and dark elixir instead of the time for your training, and note that we don't know how much it's going to cost just yet. However, whenever you are requesting reinforcements, the time has now been set to a standard of 10 minutes. This is a change from before, where this was a perk for higher level clans. Going back to the gold pass bonus, the time that you have to wait in between donations is going to be the brand new perk, where you get a decrease in that time. Moving on, let's go ahead and talk about trophies, because honestly, it's probably kind of confusing how trophies are going to work. Since players can literally attack 24/7, it's kind of obvious that trophies are going to inflate. So how is this going to be addressed? Well, trophies are going to be decreased for all types of wins, and especially for 1-star wins, so that you can't just do spam attacks without actually trying to beat the base to climb trophies. Now, this is just an initial survey, and Supercell has said in the blog that they will address it if trophy gain is too high or too low once the update actually comes out. Last but not least, let's go ahead and talk about Legend League and the changes that are happening there. As we all know, Legend League has been capped at about 8 attacks every single day for a very long time, so it is reasonable to ask whether or not that's going to change. Now, according to the blog, most players actually don't even get their 8 attacks in every single day. With that being said, the most likely cause of this statistic being true boils down to the training time and the fact that you have to wait for your army. Now that Legend League players can do all of their attacks in just one sitting, it is reasonable to assume that they're going to get more of their attacks done. However, for the time being, Supercell is not going to change anything with the number of attacks that you do in Legend League, and they have also hinted in the blog post that if they think it is necessary, they will make a change in some future update. So these are all the changes that are coming to the game, and they're great and everything, but what does it actually mean for players, and how can you take advantage of this update? First of all, it's going to be a lot easier to farm resources for upgrades. I mean, you can actually sit down and play to your heart's desire without having to wait for your troops to train, which is something I think we all wish we had when we were younger. I think this is a very good change, not only because of the fact that you're gonna get loot a lot easier, but also the fact that you're gonna be able to practice with any army that you want, and because there is no training time, this is going to help you to get a lot of repetitions in and to potentially get a lot better at attacking. It also helps to climb trophies in a way we have never seen before, because now you can actually climb trophies without having to time your attacks and your defenses. Overall, it is an amazing change, but it goes even deeper than what we just discussed. First of all, there is a new meta, and there is now no excuse for you to be at lower leagues when you can be at higher leagues. Even though you might not get the juiciest raids for every single attack, you can just load into another attack and you're gonna be completely fine. On top of this, you don't want to be in one of the lower leagues because the higher leagues have the best ores that you can get, so now it kind of works where it's the best of both worlds and you really want to be at those higher leagues. Wait, but now it seems like offense is lopsidedly more important than defense, so does defense even matter anymore? In reality, it kind of doesn't. You should just assume that you're going to get tripled every few hours, and then as long as you're doing a decent amount of attacks every single time you get on, you're gonna be completely fine when it comes to trophies. Therefore, what matters most right now in the game is offense. This will help you to take out bases more easily, gain trophies faster, and continue to loot so that you can progress your base. What's interesting is that in the strategic rushing guides, we've consistently talked about how important offense is so that you can carry your weight in wars, and now you can do the same things in multiplayer, because as long as you keep on attacking with stronger offense, your defensive losses do not matter because you still have periods of shield. Now, if you want to be super efficient with your farming, obviously you want to pick the highest loot that you can in the bases that you're looking at, but you also want to pick a very fast attack strategy that'll let you complete the attack and then start again. To add to this, we can also consider the change to heroes. Heroes can always be used, and this actually makes hero levels outside of war actually a little important, since you can use them all the time and it's going to be more satisfying for you to level them up. And with that, the hero potion and power potion are also receiving a little bit of a buff from the user experience standpoint. Before, when you popped a hero potion, you could maybe do 4 or 5 attacks, especially if you had a training potion used as well. But now you can literally get up to 20 attacks with a single use of one of these potions, which is really exciting. On the same vein, equipment will also become paramount in farming because you can simply spam your high level equipment pieces over and over without having to wait. So it's all pros, right? I mean, everything is good and dandy and players can play forever without having to wait. Well, there is something that we need to consider, and it is the fact that clan castles being filled is going to be a hard thing to come by. If you're relying on your clan castle and it's vital to the attack strategy that you're using, then having to wait 10 minutes for that clan castle to come in is going to be a little bit off-putting. And sure, you could use your raid medals, but guys, let's be honest, you're going to run out really fast. Now, this makes the gold pass change in the amount of time that you have to wait for reinforcements actually a really good buff. But this is an important thing you'll have to consider if you're pushing or trying to play for a long time straight. And finally, the last thing I want to discuss is the fact that you can donate using elixir and dark elixir now. Now, this will particularly affect players who consistently use 1 gem donations, because you're no longer gonna have to spend gems to get reinforcements to your clanmates. And guys, I'll be honest, when I'm actively playing on my main account during a single month, I can spend up to 1,000 gems simply on clan castle reinforcements alone. So even though this doesn't really apply for free-to-play players as much, for a lot of players, this is going to help the gem economy quite a bit, and that is going to be really nice because they can put those gems towards other things such as the helpers. Overall, this is super different and it changes the identity of what Clash of Clans has been forever. But I think it's a good change, and I'm also excited to see what other things that we might be looking forward to in the creator sneak peek week coming up later this month. But pause. Forget about later this month for a second. We have an event right now. And if you don't know about the mini spotlight event or what the best rewards are for it, then you need to watch this video right here where I break down the best rewards for the mini spotlight event for both free-to-play players and spenders.